My girlfriend remarked, "You look like someone without a home. It's embarrassing to be seen with you." I acknowledged her comment. I tend to dress informally. Then I arrived at her company gala in a tailored suit worth more than her car. Her boss asked why she never mentioned I was a fashion designer. I, a 31-year-old man, received the message while sitting in my workshop, surrounded by fabric samples and unfinished designs. My girlfriend Meredith, 29, had been increasingly critical of my looks lately. But this particular text struck a nerve. She said, "We need to discuss your clothing. Most days, you look like you're homeless. I'm embarrassed when my colleagues see us together. Can you at least try to appear presentable?" I glanced down at my outfit. Worn jeans, a vintage band t-shirt with small hole near the hem, and paint-splattered sneakers. Sure, I was casual, but homeless? That hurt. What Meredith didn't realize was that I'm a fashion designer. Not on Gucci's level, but I run a successful boutique label for musicians and entertainers. I started it 5 years ago after leaving a soul-crushing corporate position. My workshop is located in an industrial area, so I dress down. Why wear Armani when I'm surrounded by dyes and industrial sewing machines? We'd been together for 8 months. I kept my work vague, telling her I was in fashion, which she assumed meant retail or something similar. I never corrected her because I liked that she didn't know the full story. Past relationships turned strange when the truth came out. People either wanted free clothes or saw dollar signs. Her message continued. "My company's gala is in 2 weeks. It's black tie. If you can't dress appropriately, maybe you shouldn't come." The entitlement. I understood. I was pretty laid back. So I decided to get something nice to wear. Something like that. 2 weeks? Perfect timing. I had just finished a collaboration piece. A midnight blue suit with hand-stitched silver threading that sparkled like stars. It was meant for a client, but they postponed their event. The suit was worth about $18, while her Toyota Corolla might be worth $12 on a good day. Time to teach a lesson about assumptions. Preparation phase. The 2 weeks leading up to the gala were eye-opening. Meredith increased her criticism. Every time we met, she would make comments. "Have you looked into suit rentals? There's a sale at that department store. Maybe ask someone if you can borrow something." Each time, I'd nod and say, "I'm taking care of it." She began sending me links to suits from places that mass-produced cheap polyester. One link was titled "Affordable Options for Looking Professional." One evening, her friend Bethany stopped by while I was there. Meredith had clearly been venting. "So, Jake, Mr. Casual, says you're finally upgrading your style." Bethany said, "Thank goodness. No offense, but you dress like you raided donation bins." Meredith laughed. "None taken. Some of my coworkers are asking if you're, going through something, financial issues. I told them you're just between careers." Between careers? I made 6 figures last year. In the week before the gala, Meredith became increasingly anxious. "Jake, seriously, the gala is important. My boss will be there, along with major clients, and I'm up for a promotion. I can't have you showing up looking like..." She gestured at my cargo shorts and faded shirt. "This," I promised. "Trust me, I won't embarrass you." She seemed unconvinced and called her sister that night. Thin walls in her apartment meant I heard everything. He's being weird about it. No, he won't show me. I'm worried he'll show up in jeans. Maybe I should just tell him not to come. But that would look bad, too, showing up without a date. Why can't he just be normal? I spent the week making final tweaks to the suit, adding a subtle monogram on the inner pocket, my label signature. I pair it with Italian leather shoes I'd received from a designer friend in Milan. The watch was a vintage piece I'd restored, not flashy, but anyone familiar with watches would recognize its worth. The night before, Meredith sent one last text. "Please don't ruin this for me." Ruin it? Oh, sweetheart, I was about to make it unforgettable. The gala was hosted at a fancy hotel downtown. I arrived separately, following Meredith's suggestion to prepare her colleagues for my appearance. I walked through the doors looking like I'd just stepped off a runway. The suit fit as if it were painted on because it was custom made by someone who truly knew what they were doing. Several heads turned, and I spotted Meredith near the bar with a group of colleagues. She was in a nice dress, nothing extraordinary. She was mid-sentence when she caught sight of me, her jaw dropping in surprise. "Jake!" I greeted her. "Hey, babe." Her co-worker Denise looked between us. "This is Jake." Meredith nodded, speechless. Another co-worker, Trevor, extended his hand. "Man, that suit is incredible. Tom Ford custom piece, actually." "Custom?" Trevor's eyes widened. "Must have cost a fortune." I shrugged. "You get what you pay for." Meredith pulled me aside. "Where did you get that suit?" "I made it." "Made it? What do you mean, made it?" "I designed and constructed it. That's what I do." "You work in fashion retail?" "No," I said, "I work in fashion." "You assumed retail." She looked as if she'd been slapped. Before she could respond, her boss approached. "Meredith, this must be the boyfriend you've been hiding." Mr. Fitzgerald was old money, the kind who recognized quality when he saw it. "That's an exceptional suit, young man. The stitching, is that hand done?" "Every inch." "Remarkable. Who's the designer?" "That would be me." He regarded me with newfound interest. "You're that Jake?" "My wife bought one of your pieces last month. The emerald evening gown. She's obsessed with it." "The one with the waterfall draping?" That was a fun challenge. We discussed fashion for 20 minutes while Meredith stood there, processing everything like a statue. As Mr. Fitzgerald walked away, he patted Meredith's shoulder. "You've been holding out on us. A talented designer boyfriend? We could have had him consult on the company rebrand." The rest of the night felt surreal. Word spread, and people kept approaching me, asking about the suit, my work, and how to contact me. Several requested business cards. Meredith's co-workers were tripping over themselves. "Denise, you said he dressed like he was homeless." And Bethany chimed in, "You said he was between careers." Trevor added, "Dude's wearing more than my monthly salary." Meredith kept trying to play it off, saying she just liked keeping our relationship private, but her expression revealed everything. Shock, embarrassment, and anger for having misjudged me. Afterward, she blew up. "How could you not tell me? You never asked what I actually did, just made assumptions. You let me think you were poor. I never claimed to be poor. I just dress comfortably when I'm not working. This is humiliating. My co-workers think I'm an idiot." "Why?" "Because you told them your boyfriend was a loser." Silence. Finally, she said, "How?" "You deceive me." "No, you judge me. There's a difference." Aftermath. The following days were a lesson in entitlement and damage control. First, Meredith tried to change the narrative. She posted photos from the gala on Instagram with captions like, "So proud of my talented man and love supporting his fashion journey." Her co-workers weren't convinced. Denise commented, "Didn't you say last week he dressed like a homeless person?" Meredith deleted the comment and called me. "We need to coordinate our story." "What story?" "About why I didn't know about your career." "The truth? You never asked and assumed I was broke because I wear comfortable clothes." "Jake, please. This is my professional reputation, which you protected by telling everyone I was an embarrassment." She tried another tactic, showing up at my workshop unannounced, wanting tours and photos for her social media. "I want to show everyone how supportive I am of your work." "Now you're supportive? What about the past 8 months?" "I've always been supportive." "Meredith, you literally sent me links to polyester suits because you thought I couldn't afford real ones." Then came the financial expectations. "So, since you're successful, we should talk about moving in together somewhere nicer." I mean, you can afford it. I can afford my current place, which I'm happy with. But it's so industrial. It's next to my workshop. She started making plans for expensive restaurants, weekend trips, and shopping sprees. "You can afford it now," she'd say. I could always afford it. Nothing's changed except your perception. The breaking point arrived when she invited her parents to dinner, without telling me. Her mom, Eleanor, immediately began questioning me about my finances. "So, Meredith says you own a fashion label? I do, and it's profitable. It does well enough for, say, supportive family. I glanced at Meredith, but she wouldn't meet my gaze. Her dad interjected. What we mean is our Meredith deserves a certain lifestyle. The lifestyle she deserves is one she earns herself, I retorted. That's not very progressive of you. Neither is gold digging. But here we are. Meredith's face flushed. Jake, what? They're literally interviewing me for the position of your ATM. Her dad stood up. How dare you? How dare I? Point out that your daughter went from being embarrassed by me to planning our future based solely on discovering I have money. I left. Meredith bombarded me with messages. You humiliated me. You humiliated yourself when you treated me like an embarrassment. I made a mistake. No, you revealed your character. Escalation. Meredith went into full attack mode, claiming I had manipulated and deceived her. She posted a lengthy social media rant about financial abuse through deception. Is that even a real thing? Her narrative claimed I deliberately hid my wealth to test her, making her look shallow while portrayed herself as a victim of my elaborate mind games. Some of her friends bought into it, sending me messages calling me manipulative and a narcissist. But here's where it got interesting. Remember Mr. Fitzgerald, her boss? His wife reached out to me directly, wanting to commission a piece for their anniversary. During our meeting, she mentioned, I heard Meredith's version of events. Quite dramatic. I'm sure it is. I replied, my husband says she spent months complaining about your appearance. We all thought you were unemployed based on her descriptions. I just dressed casually outside of work. She showed me photos and referred to me as her charity case boyfriend. That was new. Mrs. Fitzgerald commissioned 3 pieces, and word spread in her social circle. Suddenly, I had more high-profile clients than I could handle. Meanwhile, Meredith was spiraling. She had assumed she'd be part of this world now, invited to exclusive events wearing custom pieces. Instead, she was a woman who called her successful boyfriend a homeless-looking charity case. She attempted one last manipulation, showing up at my workshop in tears. I loved you before I knew about the money. You literally told me not to come to gala if I couldn't dress appropriately. That was about presentation, right? And when I presented well, suddenly you loved me again. That's not fair. What's not fair is dating someone for 8 months while being embarrassed by them, then suddenly planning a future together after seeing them in an expensive suit. She pulled out her phone and started recording. Say that again. Say you don't love me anymore. Meredith, what are you doing? Getting evidence of your emotional abuse. I laughed. I couldn't help it. Evidence of what? Me pointing out your shallow behavior. You led me on. I wore comfortable clothes. You created an entire narrative about who I was based on that. That's on you. She posted the video anyway, editing it to make me look cold and uncaring. But people had context now. The comments weren't what she expected. Girl, you called him homeless. You're mad. He has money. Make it make sense. Team Jake. Final update. It's been 3 months since the gala. Meredith and I are clearly over. She tried everything. Tears, threats, even had a lawyer friend send a ridiculous cease and desist about defamation. Telling the truth isn't defamation. It turns out her entitlement never stopped. Last week, she applied for a job at a fashion magazine, listed me as a reference without asking. They called. Meredith Rodriguez listed you as a professional reference. I have no professional relationship with Miss Rodriguez. She said she helped launch your brand. That's false. We dated briefly. She didn't know what I did for a living until 2 months ago. I see. Thank you for clarifying. She didn't get the job and sent me an angry text from a friend's number. You cost me my dream job. You lied on your application. I supported you. You called me a homeless-looking charity case. Didn't know exactly. You didn't know. Didn't ask. Didn't care. Just judged. The silver lining. Business is thriving. The Fitzgerald connection. Open doors I've been trying to walk through for years. It's funny how being known as a designer whose ex called him homeless turned into great marketing. Meredith still posts passive-aggressive quotes about narcissists and financial manipulation. Last I heard, she's dating some investment banker who drives a Tesla. Good for her. I hope she asks what he does for a living this time. As for me, I'm still in my comfortable clothes at the workshop, still driving my beat-up truck, and still living in my industrial loft. The difference now? I do it with the satisfaction of knowing that when someone judges my appearance, they're revealing everything I need to know about them. Meredith wanted me to dress like success, but success doesn't care what you wear when you're the one defining it. Oh, and that $18,000 suit? I donated it to charity. I felt bad karma keeping it, and the tax write-off was nice. Some lessons cost you heartbreak. This one paid for itself in clarity. When someone's embarrassed by you in your casual wear, they don't deserve you in your custom attire. Peace out.